All right, sixth graders, let's go over chapter 2, section 1, multiplying fractions. The essential question is, what does it mean to multiply fractions? Okay, so some vocabulary are mixed numbers, which is a whole number and a fraction. Improper fraction, and that's a fraction where the numerator, and that's the top number in the fraction, is greater or bigger than the denominator, which is the bottom number. So in other words, it's top heavy. The top number is larger than the smaller number. That's an improper fraction. And so let's just remember that for a fraction, the numerator is the top number and the denominator is the bottom number. Okay, a couple key ideas that we're going to go over today are multiplying fractions, which is what the whole section is about. So what that means in words is when you multiply fractions, you multiply the numerators. Remember, those are the top numbers, and then you multiply the denominators. So written in numbers, so if we have 3/7 times 1/2, we multiply the numerators, 3 times 1, and then the denominator, 7 times 2. So that will give us 3/14, because 3 times 1 is 3, and 7 times 2 is 14. And written algebraically, don't worry, you won't need to do any algebra this section or this chapter, but we will be doing some algebra later in the year. So I just want to introduce the concept. So written algebraically, if we have A over B times C over D, you multiply A times C on top and B times D on the bottom. And that only works where B and D are not equal. So I have an equal sign with a slash in the middle. So not equal to 0. So B or D cannot be 0. You can never, ever have 0 as a denominator, the bottom number as your fraction. Okay, so we'll get into multiplying fractions here in the next few examples. So keep watching the videos.